We're going to see now Be'ez Hashem Yisbarach with Yerushalmi Peah. We're up to Daf Lamed Gimel. It's towards the end of the Perek Gimel. Shir Avodim. Toner of Yuden Perpazi Devar Deloya, Velayod Mai Toner. You don't know if Avodim is considered a Shir. We had that there's a din if you Meshaya Karka Koshu. If you leave over a drop of karka, then you cannot be choizer from matana. If you gave matna shchivmera, you gave everything away, and then you became well again, you can retract. But if you are meshayach kolshu, karka kolshu, we say that you matana was serious because you still had a mind to leave over something for yourself. And then you say that you gave away regardless, unconditionally, whatever you gave away. So metaltalim, if you left over a thing that's not movable, it's not considered a shear. It's deemed like you gave everything away. And in Mele, if you wake up, you could retract. So we don't know if avodim, if slaves are considered metaltalim in this regard, or considered like karka. Kosel hazeh v'chos v'kosel hazeh. Rav Amar ina yochel lachzaboy. Rabbi Bar Chuna Rabbi Yochanan yochel lachzaboy. The machlekes Rav and Rabbi Yochanan. A new question here. A general question. Every shchivmera we say if Amad choizer. All right, that's what the Mishnah says. How about not Amad? Never became well. However, he changed his mind. He decided to give it to somebody else. So Machlekes Rav says, you cannot change his mind. It's only a din. If you become well, then you could say, okay, I want to take it back for myself. But you cannot change your mind to give it to somebody else. Hey Chavid, Hoy Rabbi Rishon Vasheni Kohen, Vashlishi Yisrael. Adaita the Rav, Rav says you can eat truma. Rav says you cannot change. So even if the person is gonna wake up, still it's gonna be him, and he's also a kohen. The original owner is a kohen. Why? Because the second one is the second one is Yisrael. So he might end up having it if the guy dies. Then for sure, if the owner is Yisrael, for sure he cannot eat, because if he wakes up, then it goes back to the owner, and the owner is Yisrael. So that's why, for sure, in such a case, the Eved cannot eat truma. I have a Mishnah that helps out the words of Rabbi Yochanan. Mishnah says like this: either a healthy person wrote a daitike. Daitike is a certain type of star that says specifically it should only happen after I die. That's what the person writes there. And Shchimera writes a regular star matana, regular. So Bari shekotz daitik roiz boy beloy oidihu bari. Talking, he stains a bari, so he can change his mind. What's Shchimera shekotz matana roiz boy beloy oidihu Shchimera? It means in the same status. He didn't wake up. He can change his mind. A Shchimera has a right to change his mind, like Rabbi Yochanan says. Even he wrote in a regular nusach of a star matana, he can change his mind. So that's like Rabbi Yochanan says, that just like if he wakes up, he can take back the matana, the same is, he has a right to change his mind. Now the Mishnah Gemara explained, Ezo daitike, dot the hill make the kaim balamoid, the im meis yinas nechas on the plane. That's what it says. The language starts with these words. I want this to happen, That's what a person writes. And we say that this is a type of thing that even a Bari writes it. It only happens after he dies, and before he dies, he can change, because nothing is happening until he dies, so he can change his mind. He gives it away from now, but that's a regular matana give from now. But if a Shchimera writes it, automatically we assume that he can change, and we can interpret it means if he wakes up, or we can interpret it he can change his mind. Either way, that's Rabbi Yochanan's interpretation. But this is the case of a din matana that a Shchimera shekosav matana can change his mind. After the Rabbi Gurion causes nichsel achua, the sister of Rabbi Gurion wrote she was a Shchimera, she gave everything away for her brother. The Salak achua Rabbi, her older brother came, Peah v'kausaslei, she changed her mind. So Uda came Amma, Oma Ochon Rabbi Yochanan choytze boy, Yochanan psak, Rabbi Zera lemoider Rabbi Yochanan shem kausav boy, ma'yoyim she'eni yochal achzeh boy. Once it says ma'yoyim, for sure, you can't change your mind. So Rabbi Yochanan said before that you can change your mind. So that we have to know two things. Number one, if a Shchimera wrote Mehayoim, he can change his mind. He can change his mind if he wakes up. If that's a din that Shchimera even writes a Nusach Matana, but here, in a case where he did not wake up, he just wants to change his mind, or the Shchimera, so it means what the Shchimera choyze. Rabbi Yochanan says that you can give for somebody else that's what the Yerushalmi means. It doesn't mean a case where he woke up. Because that's a din, even if matana is regular matana means mayoim, he can also change his mind. So it means in a case where he wrote mayoim, v'od shchimena choyze noisen la'acher, or shchimena choyze that's how we have to know this Yerushalmi. Even Rabbi Yochanan would agree. Rabbi Yochanan said this fact that you could change your mind, give for somebody else, it's talking about a batana does not say specifically Me'ayom. Who the Omer? I want to be more specific. Okay. Rav Omer, the Mishnah says that if you gave something for the wife, then she lost her ksubah. The question is, why should you say such a thing? Who says she gave up her rights on the ksubah? Rav says, you use her, she is the one that the husband says for her, okay, you're going to be the one to be makna for the kids. So she's a shliach from the kids to give a sudar. She gives her handkerchief, and that's the way he gives away all these pieces of land for his kids. And if she's quiet, then it means she agrees to this deal. Shmuel Omer b'machalik lefaneh v'shisekes. No, she's standing there. She doesn't say anything. That's her sign that she agrees. She waived her rights. About time that Rabbi Yosef b'chanina, according to Yosef b'chanina, you should know, according to him, this din of mekulik suba is even if he added a lot of money on the main principle of the ksuba, we still say it's considered that she waived her rights. Halacha ches. So there's a way, if you want to free the slave, you give him away everything. It's a fancy way of setting him free, because you're giving everything away for him, including himself. So he's ben chayrin automatically. However, if the person, the master, decides to say, I'm giving you everything besides that piece of land, it's a tricky way of telling him, you know what, I'm not serious about it, because I'm not giving you that piece of land, and it means whatever I did to you was also just a joke. I didn't really mean it. I guess they did it to fool the Eved. He shouldn't have tightness on the Odin. It was a certain trick. The Eved should think that he got something, but he really should not get it. No. The only way to make this trick happen, the Eved should think that he is set free, and in reality is not, if you write that kind of language in the star. Everything is yours besides 1 out of 10,000. That means yourself also is not part of it. You're not ben chayrin, and the whole thing is just a bogus. Even if it's Mishayim Metaltalim, it also works. Let's say he said, I'm giving you everything besides that bench. So we say, okay. It sounds here that he says, it doesn't say clear which metaltalim. He says, I'm giving everything away besides metaltalim. So then we can say, maybe he meant himself. I think that's what the Gemara means here. He is Mishayir, he left over the body of the Eved. He agreed to Svara of Reb Shimon that the only way to exclude the Eved from the Shichrur is if you say, I'm giving everything besides 1 or 10,000. Starting now, Perek Dalet. Peah nitnes b'mechuba lekarke b'dolas ib'dekel b'labayis moirid b'chalak laniyam. However, if it is a palm tree, dollars, I don't know what a dollar is, a certain kind of tree, then the owner must bring down the peah. He's not allowed to let them climb up and get it because it's dangerous. Also certain nuts that the tree is very slippery, you can't climb. So now we're going back to a regular tree. Even if one of them says, let's everybody grab what he wants to grab, then you listen to him. The other way around, you have to listen to the one that says we should give it out and not grabbing, because that's dangerous to climb on the tree and grab. You have to some guys can do it better, they can climb better, and a simple person cannot. So we don't have no right to make this person inferior, and we have to take it down and give it for everybody. Is the boy Shminam Taizoiv Anachaf Leim Tavua Bekasha Tilson Baomer Tomorrow Bemachbedos. You should not pick it out for them. Just leave it as it is, and they should take it. Oz Vehadar kain. So one pasuk says oisam, only them, means not all kinds of plants. We say that something that's sakana, you should not let them grab. Mar is asking mechuver ve'ena mechuver. Is this an atayra or midrabanan? Intem ena mechuver kayashem peah l'maylan. So if it's not an atayra, this whole thing, we get a new paragraph here. Then we say that the person can say shem peah l'maylan. In other words, the chalois of peah, the happening that this turns into peah and it's part of an amaiser, can be said even when it's still mechuber, because it's not min Torah that you must take it down from the tree. In tema mechuber then you cannot do it unless it's already downstairs, it's already torn, that it's already off the tree. That's when it can have a name of peah on it. In tema koyeshem peah l'mayla tzom shelaniyim. In tema koyeshem l'mato tzom shebalabayis. So if you say, now we're going a step further, if you say that the koyeshem peah l'mayla, why? Because in that Torah, it is possible to make it peah when it's still on the tree. So then the person says, okay, so I'm taking it off, I'm doing you a favor, so I want you should pay me for it. In tema koyeshem peah l'maton, in that Torah you must take it down, and you're not allowed to. It's not even chal the name of peah unless it's down. It's some shebalabayis, because that's part of your mitzvah. The Gemara says no. I feel the tema koyeshem peah l'maton hitrichu ha'alabayis de'etzah shalom ne'esakana. Even the Rabbanan can also say that we want you to pay. This is part of your obligation, even though it's min Torah. You can be koyeshem peah, but we want you also to bring it down, and you should give it for them because it's dangerous if they have to climb up. So that's part of your obligation. Every tree. What does that mean? Meir says no. We had a drasha before Kotzer. This is the drasha we had here, that Talmud Loimek Kotzer. Yochel ab das dekot Talmud Loimek Kotzer. Ma Kotzer miyuchet. So he's asking God, Meir doesn't say like Darish Kotzer. It doesn't say that there's some general drasha that everything that's like kotzer, that's not hard to get up, you should leave over and not to take it off. Everybody agrees there is a certain generality here that we can learn out from the wheat and the grains, that just like this is yad oni gadol kot neshava, the same everything else where both of them can take equally. We do not tell the owner to take it off. You just have to let it there and let the poor man go for it. He says the fact is that it's a sakana. So he's not saying that it's a good drasha. So you have to use it for all kinds of plants that are not a sakana. But once it's a sakana, it's not part of that drasha. It's not yad cotton begadol shavan. A person that's not doesn't know how to climb well can come into a sakana, into a danger. There was 5 such trees, and somebody else climbed, and they fell down, they died. So if he was already koyeshem peah, and then after he said this should be peah, he nevertheless went and cut it, that's ilav, it's a chala. Oh, so lesachala means don't. There's 2 averos here. One is do not finish it. Then there's do not finish the peah. So if he already said the same peah, it's lesachala pa'asatcha. If it's not koyeshem peah, it's plain lesachala. He's no b'neim afil kein eshom lehem. Even they all agree together. Not even the Mishnah's case where 99, even all the 100 people decide let's climb up and grab it, we don't listen to them because it's a kana. Let's just finish till Halacha base. Shmuel bar Dima Boya, he asked the question, Kila Sedeu at Am Chazar Peah Emron. We know the Halacha is that we've had this already a few times in this Masechta. If a person by mistake, by accident, finished his whole field, so then the Chachi of Peah turns back to the bundles. So, what is the Halacha then? Shema manich lefneim b'choytfim. It says no. If that came by the bais machalik b'yodoi, shel yira le'ona medaitoi v'yashlach lefanov. No. In such a case, he has to give out, because if he leaves the rope by the end of the field, so that's normal. But if it's ready, he has to give it. He has to give because he has to decide which bundles to give. So then we say he should give for each poor man a piece. Everybody standing in the line should get a piece. If not, he'll just throw it for one person, and it's not good. It's not a good idea. In other words, the idea was that maybe the owner should throw and people should grab. That's not a good idea because he'll make sure to throw it towards one person. Shema yashlach, he'll make sure everything lands on his lap. So that's why it's not a good idea that you should throw. He has to be mechalik. He has to give small portions for each person that's in the line. Okay, this is the end of Daf Lamed Gimel and Lamed Dalet. We just finished now Lamed Gimel and Lamed Dalet.